Hi and welcome back, and sorry for such a mess on your screen. In this slide we are looking into the overall safety and fire protection framework that governs battery energy storage system, or BESS installations. Think of this framework as a hierarchy of codes, standards, certifications, and engineering studies that together ensure that energy storage system can operate safely. At the top level, we have the main fire codes used by authorities having jurisdictions. The first is NFPA 1. It's the fire code developed by National Fire Protection Association, so it's for North America. The second is International Fire Code, or IFC, developed by International Code Council. These two codes are updated roughly every 3 years and are continuously harmonized, so that fire safety requirements remain consistent across different jurisdictions. So fire code, NFPA 1, it's US based, is developed based on IFC. And you will see that other codes in other countries also harmonized with IFC as a main body, like main fire code. And these codes rely heavily on dedicated standards, specifically written for energy storage systems. That standard is NFPA 855, the standard for the installation of stationary energy storage system. So, NFPA 855 defines how BESS must be installed, including requirements for system spacing, fire detection, explosion prevention, ventilation, and emergency response planning. The current active edition of NFPA 855 is 2023, with 2026 revision just being released. However, it takes sometimes around 1 or 2 years before it will be adopted. So now we can say that majority will be under 2023, but in 2027 we expect that 26th edition will be already adopted. Below NFPA 855, we move into supporting safety standard. And over there we have several NFPA standards that apply depending on system design. First of all, it's NFPA 70 for the electrical safety. NFPA 70. NFPA 72 for fire alarm system, and NFPA 13 for water-based fire protection systems. In some situations, especially when explosive gases may accumulate, additional standards such as NFPA 68 and NFPA 69 also applicable. The difference, we'll discuss them later, but 68 is about deflagration panels and 69 for venting system, like explosion gas venting. We'll discuss it in next video in more details. Next, we'll move to product certification standards. And at battery level, we're looking into UL 1973. It's commonly used as a safety standard for battery modules. One of the key certification standards is UL 9540. And UL 9540 evaluates the complete energy storage system, including batteries, power conversion system, and control system. It ensures that the integrated system meets electrical and safety requirements. Another critical piece of the safety framework, and most discussed, is UL 9540A testing. And first I will start from a big nuance. Often, very often, UL 9540 and UL 9540A are confused between each other. But in real life, they are absolutely different standards, related to absolutely different tests. Even if they have the very same names, their focus is absolutely different. UL 9540 is about electrical safety and threshold performance for safety. Remember, we looked into BMS thresholds of how all systems operate together. And UL 9540A is a test method for fire propagation. So you see, electrical safety, fire propagation, it's absolutely different stuff. Now let's come back to UL 9540A. First of all, it's not a certification. but a test method used to evaluate thermal runaway and fire propagation in battery system. So generally UL9540A considered as a proof of battery energy storage compliance with for NFPA 855. So it's method of testing and not a standard. You will not get certificate, you will just get test results. And testing is performed at 4 levels. First of all, cell level, then module level, then unit level, and the last one, installation level. But on the installation level, we not always do this testing. We'll talk about UL9540A in next videos, because we will spend like there will be 3 or 4 slides only regarding UL9540A, as it's like most critical component. And these standards evolve roughly every 3 to 4 years, with the 5th revision being published in March 25. There will be new revisions soon to accommodate for large-scale fire tests. And finally, right now it's very much discussed like large-scale fire tests. We'll also discuss them, but idea is that we try to accommodate real-world fire scenarios to validate safety design and fire mitigation strategies. Right now there is only one standard, and it's Canadian standard from CSA, so it's TS800, which provides guidance for large-scale fire testing. And finally, on this slide, we also can look into some of the best practices. It's for engineering studies and supporting documents that can help you with fire system engineering. So these practices are, first of all, right now heat flasks analysis become very popular. So it's kind of like we simulate fire based on some conditions on the site, like with wind, temperature, and we try to see if simulation will show that there will be fire propagation from one container to another, or they won't be, because you can test for all possible conditions. Maybe there is 40 meters per second wind, and you just don't know, because this wind can go from north, south, west, east, so from any side. So that's simulation that's exactly for this purpose. Next is emergency response plan, ERP. So it defines procedures for first responders. Back in the days, there was not so many battery energy storage systems installed, and you often need to train first responders so they know what to do. Like, do not try to, I don't know, to extinguish system with fire, with water, sorry. Next is hazard mitigation analysis. It required by NFPA 855 for many projects, just additional document. Again, first responders training, and also CFD, computational fluid dynamics, which helps engineers understand smoke, gas dispersion, and thermal behavior of containers. Altogether, these codes, certifications, and engineering practices form the safety backbone of modern energy storage projects. Thank you for watching this video. I know it was a difficult one. In next videos we will start exploring some of these standards one by one, and exactly what we're doing on each of these stages. So yeah, stay tuned.